From the glossary. Causal body. The fourth major subtle layer of your aura corresponding to the causal plane. We've done the causal plane. The causal body is generally known as the soul, as it represents that aspect of your consciousness that incarnates again and again into the world of form. Your causal body stores the collective goodwill of all your lives as a memory signature written in light. After death, your lower three bodies, physical, astral, and mental, disintegrate, and only that which is refined and pure is drawn up and retained in your causal body. As your causal body develops more lucidity through the process of reincarnation, so the higher bodies can use it as a means of directing the lower three bodies to higher and higher frequencies. In this respect, your causal body is a great bridge between the lower and higher planes. So you have physical, astral, mental, and then you have causal, and then you have buddhic, atmic, monadic. So the causal is right in the middle, and so it is a real key to understand it. And obviously these are concepts, but also there's a level at which these concepts can be used and for our own development to retain and to raise our frequency, because they're very powerful and they correspond to the truth. So many people say the causal body relates to the soul, and the soul is the thing that we refer to that reincarnates, or if you're Christian, it's just the part that, if that's one of your realities, it just survives death. It's the eternal part of our nature, the part of God, but it's still individualized. So that's part of our conceptual understanding of the word soul. But in the view of from the glossary, the soul reincarnates. It continues. There's a continuity to the soul, and I talked about this in the causal plane when we did that one. So the causal body stores the collective goodwill of all your lives as a memory signature written in light. It's everything that's best about you, and it's never forgotten. After death, your lower three bodies disintegrate, and only that which is refined and pure, so all the acts that you have made that are pure, the thoughts you've had, everything that's been great about your life, every good deed you've done is stored in the causal body. It's drawn up. That's what's retained. Everything else returns to its corresponding plane, the lower planes, like a process of alchemy, where the dross sinks to the bottom and that which is pure rises up and is kept. It makes logical sense. As your causal body develops more lucidity through the process of reincarnation, see, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it's our causal body that stores the memory of our past lives, but it's in light. It comes to us not so easily through the mental plane, not through specific memories, although that can happen. They're more archetypal memories. It's the light that we remember. And it's how we get attracted to certain places and certain people and certain fractals. As it develops, the higher bodies can use it as a means of directing the lower three bodies to higher and higher frequencies. In this respect, your causal body is a great bridge between the higher and lower planes. The other thing about it is that the causal body at the higher level, when the monadic body starts to, and the higher bodies, the atmic and the buddhic, start to absorb the lower frequencies into themselves, and the process of ascension occurs. At a certain point, the causal body itself will dissolve. It will be reabsorbed into the higher bodies. This is the process known as the sixth initiation, or enlightenment, because the causal body, is it corresponds to the physical body, but it's on a higher level. So just as we drop our physical body at death, rebirth, so at kind of the higher death, rebirth, we drop our causal body, and then we're operating only through those higher three bodies, which have absorbed the lower trinity. So the causal body, its role as a bridge is then no longer needed. So it dissolves, and all that is pure is then drawn up into those higher three bodies. So it takes some contemplation to understand this, but if you just keep seeing the geometries of the lower trinity, the higher trinity, and the importance of where the causal body sits, and for you in your life, just to consider and to contemplate that you have this causal body that surrounds your sheath, your aura. It's a body of light and memory, and it's awesome when you can tune into it, because it will feed you light. So when you go into deep contemplations and beyond time and space, that's where the causal body exists. It exists just at the apex of time and space. So it's an intersection point. So it's where you can download things, and it's where things can, epiphanies come from, and deep inspirations, because it's just that cresting point between the higher consciousness and the lower three vehicles. So it's of real importance, and interesting really when you want to understand the process of reincarnation. You see, that's why they say at the sixth initiation, at the enlightenment, we no longer reincarnate into samsara, into this wheel of the lower three bodies. And that's why that causal body, the fourth body, just drops away at that point, or is dissolved. So all quite esoteric, but also very illuminating, I find. Okay. Something to contemplate.